Hello, welcome to Chaim Kehilchasa. I'm so excited to begin with everyone. Thank you so much for joining. In this video, I just want to explain what Chaim Kehilchasa is and how it's different from other learning programs, what Anki is, and what our goal is in Chaim Kehilchasa. So let's begin. I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can. Okay, so first of all, what is Anki? Okay, so Anki is a free software which uses spaced repetition, which is a technique used in cognitive science. And it's been proven to be an effective method for long-term and fast memorization. It's used by many medical school students who are studying for their boards. I've personally been using Anki for a few years, and it's really, I can personally attest that it's a really incredible app. And really, when you use it to its fullest potential, it's really, really amazing how you can learn and memorize from it. So how does Anki work? Anki is a flashcard system which uses spaced repetition. So what this means is that the more you know the card, the less you're going to see it. Okay, so if you know the card really well, you're not going to see it so often. You're not going to waste time on it. But if you don't know the card very well, you're going to see it more until you know it well, and then it's going to space out further. Okay, so this is what the Anki software looks like. This is what Chaim Kehilchasa is going to look like. So this is the deck. So what we're going to do in Anki Kehilchasa and Chaim Kehilchasa is we're going to have these flashcards, and we're going to use these flashcards in order to memorize the halachas of Shabbos. So this is the flashcard, the pre-built flashcard that I'm going to send you, and it's going to ask you a question such as, what is the time to prepare for Shabbos? So maybe I should change that later. What is the best time to prepare for Shabbos? But on the bottom, you could see it says show answer. So that's what we're going to press. We're going to press show answer. We're going to press either spacebar or click show answer. And then you see the back of the card. Back of the card says it's best to prepare Friday early morning because that was when the Jews gathered the man. Okay, so that's the answer. And on the bottom now, you can see there are 4 options. It says 1 minute, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 4 minutes. Again, hard, good, and easy. So this is the first time that we see this card, and therefore it's going to come back to you very quickly. So let's say I knew this card well, I knew it once, so good, it's going to come back in 10 minutes. So now it comes back in 10 minutes, and I hit good again after 10 minutes. So now it's going to come back in a day. So that's basically how it works. Hopefully that was intuitive enough for us to understand, but as another example, this is a card from my personal deck on Hebrew vocabulary, so excitement. So I know excitement in Hebrew is hitlahatut. So we go to the next, we turn the card over, and that's what it says, hitlahatut. Okay, so I hope I pronounced that right. But now again, we have 4 options, but because I've seen this card multiple times, the space intervals are different. So if I didn't know it at all, I would say again, it would come back in 10 minutes, and the interval would restart. And then it will come back in a day, and then 3 days, and then 4 days. I forget what the exact time interval is, but you don't have to because it does it for you. But being that I knew it good, I knew it well, I'm going to click good. It'll come back in 7 days. If I knew it easy, 12 days. If it was hard, it'll come back in 4 days. And if you keep saying good, eventually the time intervals between you seeing the card is going to space out to months, years. It could be really up to 2 years. Like that's how long, it'd be longer than 2 years. But for now, like I have cards that are in an interval of 2 years. So it's really effective. It's really good because you see cards that you don't know well a lot, and a card that you know easily, you're not going to see very often. But it's important. You always have to know it. So even if you don't know it often, let's say a year from now, you're going to see it again. If you still know it a year from now, that's great. And you're not going to see it now for 3 years. But if you don't know it, it's still halacha that you have to know. So it'll go back into your deck. You'll hit again, and then it'll stay in the forefront of your mind. Okay. So next, so what is Chaim Kehilchasa? So that's Anki. What is Chaim Kehilchasa, and how are we going to use Anki? So our goal is that we're going to be learning from the Sefer Pnei Halacha, written by Rav Eliezer Melamed, really an incredible Sefer. And our goal, let's say 3 days a week, we're going to learn 1 chapter from Pnei Halacha. Let's shoot for 3 days a week. So we're going to do that on our own. And bli neder, on those days that we're learning the chapter from Pnei Halacha, I will hopefully send a bullet points on the practical halachic points of that chapter, as well as an audio recording of the points of that chapter. And at the end of the recording, I'm going to explain to you how many Anki cards you should cover and how many flashcards that you're basically going to put into your cycle of learning. So this is going to be really effective because now we're going to learn it, but also we're going to put it into our Anki deck. Okay, so in addition to learning the new information for the day, we also need to make sure to stay on top of the actual Anki deck each day. So even if we're only doing, let's say, 3 chapters a day, every day you should be doing your Anki deck and staying on top of things. So if you do it every single day, it's really not going to amount to that much. It's only going to be, let's say, 3-4 cards a day. Maybe in a few months from now, it's going to get more, but you're going to know it well. So it's going to space out even more, and you'll see it'll be really amazing. If you don't do it for a few days, it's really not a big deal. You just catch up. It might take longer if you want to catch up at one time, but you'll catch up. It's not a huge deal. Of course, the most effective thing is to do it every single day. Okay, so our goal in Chaim Kehilchisa is to learn the practical halacha. In this case, at the beginning, maybe we'll do more in the future, but right now we're focusing on Hilchos Shabbos. So we're going to learn the practical halachos of Hilchos Shabbos, and we're going to create this system review through Anki so we could live our lives according to halacha. So we could go into Shabbos and just practically live Shabbos Kehilchasa, and we should have a Chaim Kehilchisa. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be learning from the Sefer Panei Hilchos Shabbos, maybe like, I don't know, 4 years from now, maybe we'll finish and we can move on to something else. But this is a big project. It'll take us, God willing, a decent amount of time. So just some notes. Not all the cards are perfect. I really ask you to excuse my grammar. If there are mistakes to my understanding of the actual halachas, let me know. I will send everybody, I will let everyone know that it was a mistake and change the actual deck. So for future people who get it, they won't have the same mistake. The actual grammar issues, if there's not a period somewhere, then please forgive that. It wasn't my main focus. Maybe in my future edits, I will catch it. Okay. So number 2, this is your deck. Once I send it to your Anki, you can edit it however much you want. It doesn't affect anyone else's, but you could add cards, delete cards that you don't think are necessary, add cards that you feel you want to add into your deck. And it's really your deck. I encourage you to learn how to use Anki, even if you want to use it for school. It's just a really effective thing. So really use the deck as however you want and make it work for you. Another note, if there's an asterisk at the beginning of the card, it means that I didn't feel the card was centrally relevant to our goal of practically following halacha, but I still wanted to give you the option of keeping it or deleting it because I thought that it was a card worth keeping in the deck. So up to you to keep it or delete it. And lastly, although it's good to do this all synchronized together, so if we do 3 days a week and 1 week you don't have time to do it at all and you're 3 behind, that's really not a big deal. It's not so hard to catch up. We're not going at the quickest pace. It's of course very good to do it all together, but if you're behind and you're not synchronized, it's not the end of the world. What's really incredible at Anki is that you don't have to do it every day. You'll still have it within your deck. So you can still catch up really at your own pace. So those are the notes. Now I'm going to practically show you, I guess, how to download, how to get Anki onto your computer. Okay, so you go to Anki. I'll put the link in, I guess, the description on YouTube. So here, this is what you're going to do. You're going to first have to make an account with Anki. So on the top, it says Anki Web. So click Anki Web. It'll take you here. It'll give you the option to log in or sign up. If you haven't done this before, of course, you need to sign up. So sign up, not that hard, self-explanatory. Do this, get your email confirmation. I didn't have a slide for that. I'm sure you can figure that out. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. Okay, and then, yeah, so then what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to download it. Over here, it says download. It'll be different for different computers, Macs and whatever, Chrome, whatever, I don't know how it works. So hopefully you're gonna figure that out. It won't be too complicated. I'm sure you can find a YouTube video that explains, maybe I'll find one and also put it in the link. Okay, so you're gonna get Anki and this is what it's gonna look like at first. So of course you can make your own decks, learn how to use it. But for Chaim Kehilchasa, what you're going to do is you're going to download the deck that I'm going to hopefully send you through WhatsApp. On a Mac, at least, this is how it works. You click here on the bottom, it says import file. It'll bring you to, I guess, this Finder thing on the Mac. I'm sorry, I'm not great at computers, but so you have to click this. It's going to be APKG, I guess, like an Anki something. And you click that. So that's where you're going to click. Right, open, and then it's going to bring you right here. So now you have your Anki deck on you have the Chaim Kehilchisa deck on your Anki software. Just a couple more notes, because this isn't going to be, so it's by default going to give you 20 new cards to learn a day. We're not going to be learning that many new cards a day. We're going to be learning a different amount of new cards a day based on the pace that we're going at. So this is what you have to do. You have to press this little options button on the right, this little gear, press options, and it'll take you right here. So new cards a day was 20, change it now to 0. And now that it's 0, it's not going to give you any new cards, but it will give you a feature for custom study. How many cards do you want to learn today? So you click custom study, and you put in how many cards that I tell you that we're going to learn that day. Okay, so on the first day, I think it's going to be something like 3. So in the first day, you put in 3. I think it's 3 or 2. Look, I'll mention it in the voice note, in the bullet points. But now you press increase today's new card limit by whatever it is, and then you press OK. And now you see there are 2 new cards. That blue one is new cards. And this is what the first card in the Anki Kehilchasa is going to look like. Okay, very good. All right, so one more point. Anki is, of course, really convenient when it's on your phone. It's actually free on Android, but on the App Store, it'll cost you $25. I actually did spend $25 a few years ago before I knew this fancy trick. I personally think it was worth the purchase, but you can also use it on your iPhone very conveniently without spending the $25. Here's how. So you go on Safari, you're going to go onto Anki Web, right? Like we did earlier. It's going to take you here. You're going to press on this 3 bars right here, and then you're going to log in because you already made an account earlier. And then it's going to take you right here to your Anki deck. This is my Anki deck. Yours is not going to look like this. Great. So now on Safari, you're going to press this thing on the bottom, right? This little box with an arrow coming out of it. And then all you're going to do is press add to home screen. And then on your home screen, you're going to have, I actually didn't put a thing what it's going to look like, but I actually think I put it on my phone. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but right over there. Okay, yeah, I don't know. There's no reason for that. Okay, but you're going to, basically, it's going to be on your home screen. You can open it up like it's an app. Okay, so that is Chaim Kehilchasa. Please reach out for any questions. If there's something that was not clear, please let me know and I will try to clarify. I'm really excited to learn with everyone. Please send this to all your friends. I really have such faith in Anki to be a very effective tool for learning halacha. It would be such a dream if so many people could learn halacha this way. I have to give my hakaras hatov to Rav Eliezer Melamed. Pnei Halacha is really the halacha sefer which made this possible. Yeah, really in love with Rav Eliezer Melamed. And then also I have to give hakaras hatov to future Rabbi Yaakov Baraket, who really did in a way introduce me to Anki. And the truth is, the Anki deck that I'm sending you is an edited version of his Anki deck on Pnei Halacha Hilchos Shabbos. He should have a lot of schar from this, what we're doing. Big tzaddik, feel free to hit him up. And yes, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to learning with everyone, and shkoyach.